called Diebold with the Irvington Historical Society. We're here at the corner of Audubon and St. Clair in what folks call Par 10, the Par 10 area north of the Parkway in historic Irvington in Indianapolis, Indiana. And we're going to talk a little bit today about Jenneys Irvington Gardens. And back behind me is one of the early houses of this area. I'm going to talk about that in a minute too. Irvington Gardens, I'm going to drift out of the way of this automobile here. Irvington Gardens was started by the Jenny family in about the early 1920s. Jenny was living in Irvington as early as about 1910, 1913. They lived on Whittier in the about 59 North Whittier. And they moved up here to St. Clair Street and lived in an older house that's over my right shoulder. By the 1920s, they started Irvington Gardens, which was a plant nursery. And so they had this whole area that extends over here. Behind me. Hey, we're doing Facebook Live. Wave to everybody. It's the Jarson family, everybody. Some people I know. So that the Jenny family had all the land behind us, and they had a tree nursery on it that was called Irvington Gardens. And in early photographs, you can actually see some of the very early houses from the 19-teens that were built north of the Parkway here, when this area was just starting to be built out and developed. The Jenneys then, by about the mid-1930s, were phasing their tree nursery out, and they built the houses behind me here, all of them down to the Parkway. And I believe they might have had a hand in the one house that we were showing earlier with the ivy on the chimney. And all of these houses are Architects Small House Service Bureau designs. They're various designs from a pattern book that was offered by that Architects Small House Service Bureau. The idea was that then you would hire an architect to assist you in designing your house. We're not sure how they connected with that organization. But certainly there were some well-placed Indianapolis architects who were involved in that movement. As late even as the 1970s, an acquaintance of mine lived in the house that's just behind me here, and she remembered at that time that there were gardens. There was a remnant garden that was common to all the houses over my shoulder here that went all the way down to the Parkway. That had a lot of peonies, and interestingly, when I did a little bit of research later on, I found that peonies were a specialty of the Jenneys. So that's Jenny, Jenney, Irvington Gardens. And so that is, in a nutshell, the reason why when we nominated this area to the National Register of Historic Places, we called it North Irvington Gardens, because that was actually a name given to this little pocket of Irvington, at least for a decade or so in the 1920s when it was first starting out. So we're going to wrap up for today. I thank you for joining us, and we'll be back next week with something or another. We're not sure just what yet. You have a great weekend. Enjoy fall. Stay healthy and stay safe. Bye-bye.